Casanova stood at the door waiting an answer. Just when he was about to pull his phone out and call the apartment's occupant, he heard the deadbolt turn. The door eased open, and there she was. Malaysia stood about 5 feet even, caramel complected, with reddish brown hair, a slender frame with a smile radiant enough to light up the night sky. She gave him a tender hug, then greeted him in. Cash noticed that her smooth skin was damp to the touch, and he was turned on by the fresh scent of Bath and Body Works. "Sorry, I just got out the shower," she informed as if she had read his mind. Cash took a seat on the black leather sofa. He gazed around the living room, which was lit only by candlelight. Malaysia's house was well kept and nicely decorated, which was another plus. She returned from her bedroom where she had traded her dry-off towel for a small pair of shorts and a tank top. She had a perfectly rolled blunt in her hand. "So what's up?" she asked cheerily. "Finally we get to meet." Cash had stumbled across her ad on Backpage.com almost 2 weeks ago, and the two had been having casual conversations and exchanging lots of text messages. "I know, right?" he replied, "and it's nice to meet you." He also flirted. Malaysia giggled, her personality warm, her vibe inviting. "You smoke?" she asked shyly. For the next couple of hours, the two sat and conversed about everything under the sun. Their connection was just as natural in person as it had been over the phone. This would spark the beginning of a courtship that would last several months to follow. Although it was hardly discussed, it was mutually known that Casanova was indeed recruiting Malaysia. There was only one thing in the way: her boyfriend. Cash couldn't wrap his mind around the concept of a successful prostitute having an actual relationship. Square love in the sex business was like oil and water, but Malaysia did her best to try and convince him that it was indeed possible. She would tell him how happy they were together and how her boyfriend genuinely accepted her career choice. Cash questioned whether she was truly happy and if the guy really accepted his girl being a whore, or did he just tolerate it because she took good care of him. As time progressed, Cash and Malaysia continued to communicate and hung out often. They even occasionally had sex, which Cash found to be electric. Cash stayed persistent in his pursuit, but to no avail. He had yet to break her. He even found it highly offensive when Malaysia informed him that she was bringing her dude into the game and that she had been recruiting other girls for him as well. Which that in itself didn't last long once she found out that her dude was tricking the money off with other prostitutes. Cash didn't want to come off as a hater, nor did he want to seem envious, but he found himself in a tough position. Malaysia knew he was a pimp, and although she had never had one, it was still evident through her actions that she was feeling him. From the constant late-night calls to the impromptu rendezvous. Under any normal circumstance, he probably would have accepted things for what they were, but Malaysia was a prize whore. She made lots of money, and Cash resented the fact that she was wasting her time with this lame. He also felt used because how much she confided in him, yet reserved her loyalty to a person who couldn't even at least treat her right. He tried to play the patient game, but it had begun to run thin. The friendship was cool, but friendship can't buy you the finer things in life. He knew giving her an ultimatum would only backfire, so he devised a wicked plan. A plan so sinister that Satan would have wished he thought of it himself. Cash phoned some of his homies who were deep in the streets and asked if they were interested in hitting a lick. He had been around Malaysia enough now to know her patterns as well as where she kept her proceeds. He gave them the details, and without hesitation they agreed. He walked them through the basics, and from there they set up a plan. One of the men was to pose as a trick. He would show up with his cousin as a safety precaution. This was a major no-no, but Cash knew that if played correct, Malaysia could be convinced. After getting inside, the instructions were simple. Send her a message and take whatever they wanted for the keeping. Cash wanted nothing out of it but to see it executed. His reward would be much more different and much more personal. It was a wild shot, but he was willing to bet that after such a traumatic experience, Malaysia would do one of two things: quit the game or choose his guidance and protection. With this, he placed his bet on the latter. The night of the play, he followed his homies to her apartments and took his position in the parking lot. Not only would he watch out, but also to see to it that things went right. From where he was parked, he could see her door and was surprised when she let both men in. 30 minutes passed and he began to get worried. He knew he had just sent 2 hungry wolves on 1 lone sheep. He also knew they weren't afraid to kill if need be. His heart began to race like a Formula One car when he finally saw them emerge from the apartment and flee to the getaway car. His phone rang. "Bro, I thought you said it was money in there." The voice shouted aggressively through the receiver. "It is, nigga. Didn't you look where I told you?" Cash yelled back, offended by his friend's tone with him. "I didn't, but Black said he did and it wasn't there. I was busy searching the rest of the house." The guy spoke, trying to catch his breath. "So what did you find?" Cash questioned. "It was like 100 and something in her wallet. We took that, of course, and some jewelry, and Black grabbed a laptop. There was a bunch of J's and shit, but we left them." "It's a nigga stay there too?" Red asked. "Nah, he just be there. That's her boyfriend shit." "It's money in there though, bro. You should have searched. She must have moved it," Cash spoke. "I know I should have checked that spot myself. That nigga Black kinda froze up," Red admitted. "Why? What happened?" You could hear deep concern in Cash's voice. "Bro, I beat that hoe with the pistol," Red confessed. Cash let out a deep breath. "Blood everywhere. She wouldn't come off the money," Red explained. Cash's other line beeped. It was Malaysia calling. "Hold up, let me hit you back. This her calling now," he told Red, then clicked over. "Hello?" "Cash," Malaysia cried. "What's up? What's wrong?" he asked, pretending to be unaware. "I just got robbed," she told him. "What? What the fuck? What happened? Are you okay?" Cash exclaimed. He could win an Oscar for the performance he was putting on. "No, I'm waiting for the ambulance. They pistol with me." Malaysia spoke through tears. Cash decided to seize the opportunity. "Damn, did you tell your nigga yet?" "I called and told him. He just hung up in my face," she cried. Cash in a way felt sorry for her, even though he was the one who set her up. He also knew that the game was good to some and love none, so this wasn't the time for feelings. "That's fucked up," he cursed. "And that's the nigga you taking care of and giving your money to?" he stated. Malaysia just cried. "What's even more fucked up is that you wanna call me only when that nigga neglect you," Cash fussed. "It's not even like that," Malaysia said in defense. "What you mean? What is it like then? You know what? It's fucked up what happened to you. It would have never happened to you if you was on my team, but you're not. You're his problem, so he needs to be the one there for you, not me." Cash carefully placed his words so that each one would sting. "How do you know it wouldn't have happened? Oh my God, are you serious?" she questioned. "For one, I wouldn't let you let 2 niggas in the fucking house. Niggas know better than to fuck with mine anyway. But get this though, you either gonna choose or lose. Call me and let me know when you decide." He spat angrily, then hung up the phone. He saw the red lights from the ambulance as it arrived. Moments later, he saw Malaysia being rolled out on a stretcher, bandages on her head. Cash pulled out the parking lot. The deal was done, his move was made. 2 hours later, he got a call from Malaysia. "Yeah, I'm leaving the hospital. They gave me stitches." Okay. "Okay? You say it like you don't care about me anymore. What'd I do to you?" "Nothing." Dude, can you meet me at my house?" 4. "Can you just meet me there?" "I can't do nothing as long as you got your little boyfriend," Cash said, attempting to sound jealous. "I'm done with him, I promise. Just meet me there," she begged. "I'll see." "Damn, dude, you're doing the most right now." Yeah, I'm always doing something, huh? At least I do for you. The fuck you do for me?" "I got something for you. I'll be home in 30 minutes, she hurried and said before hanging up the phone. A big smile spread across Cash's face. When he arrived at her house later in the night, Malaysia was busy cleaning up the blood. He gently gave her a kiss on the forehead. "You all right?" he asked sincerely. Looking at her at that moment touched a part of him that only few knew existed. You could tell she had been crying, as her deep brown eyes were wells thirsty for sympathy. "I'm good," she said, forcing a smile. "Come in here," she instructed. He followed her into her bedroom and then into the closet. It was evident that it had been poorly ransacked. She reached and grabbed a tall black boot with fur and a 6-inch heel. She stuck her hand inside and out came money. Lots of it. "I need this to move," she said, then counted out a few hundred. "And this is for you," she said, handing him the rest. "What's this for?" Cash asked, playing dumb. She just made a face at him. "You sure this what you want?" he asked in a more serious pitch. "You said choose or lose, right?" "Well, I don't want to lose you," she pleaded in the most sexy and sincere voice. Cash picked her up and walked her to the bed. The mission was accomplished. Now it was time to celebrate. Cash finally had gotten what he wanted. The question was, how long would it last? Choose or lose.